Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Uchenna, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing about how to silence your inner critic, my inner critic, our inner critic, how to deal with the inner critic, how to heal that negative inner voice that stops us from doing what we want to do, that puts us in a state of depression, that gives us serious anxiety and panic attacks. The inner critic is the source of depression. It is the source of anxiety, the deepest anxiety you can imagine. It's the source of panic attacks, as it's called. So this is how we can help manage it a bit in a way. This is how I've been doing it. So first of all, we need to understand, what does the inner critic do? Who is the inner critic? The inner critic is us, is ourselves. Where do we get it from? Great question. Most people believe that it's something that we develop from childhood, either through family, maybe abusive caregivers, parents. They probably did it unconsciously. That was how they knew. That was how they were taught, or how they knew best to raise us. They were trying to stop us from hurting ourselves or from getting into trouble or whatever. So they did what they could do. Some of them could have been outrightly abusive, like completely negatively abusive. They could have been addicts or whatever. I don't know. There's a myriad of examples of whatever your childhood could have been. But even those that went through a somewhat positive childhood, still end up with negative thoughts in their mind. This can be picked up from peers, from different sources. But it doesn't really matter where we pick it up from. What we need to understand is what it does to us. And what does it do? First of all, it manifests itself through comparison with other people. In your mind, you're comparing yourself with other people, and it gives you all that self-doubt, such as, you start telling yourself things like, I'm not worthy enough, I shouldn't be doing this because I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm too thin, I have freckles on my face, I'm too dark, I'm black, I have an accent, just I have red hair, whatever. Like, we find so many excuses, not to show up. These things could be, how do I put these feelings may have been amplified, by what we see in the media, on social media, what they present to us as the model kind of people that we should be, or we should try to be. But we all know that's false, and we cannot keep doing this to ourselves. So what the inner critic does is to make you compare yourself with your mates. For example, I have mates that I believe that, I used to believe that these people have made it in life, and I'm still just, and I haven't done anything in my own life. But yet I still see some other people but it's just all a farce. It just really doesn't mean anything. You have your own journey to go on. You have your life to live, and you need to take control of the life. The second thing that the inner critic does to us is that it reminds us of our weaknesses and of our failures. So it pushes our victories and our good points, to the background. It fades those things to the backgrounds and pushes our failures and our fears and everything to the forefront, which makes us, focus more on our failures and our insecurities and everything. So those insecurities are what will stop you from being yourself, from actually taking action. Then what else does it do? Yeah, blaming, self-blame. You blame yourself for everything you have gone through. It's just the same thing, And then there's the expectations and the impossible standards that we set for ourselves. And this is also a function of the inner critic. It will tell you that you're not perfect or you're not good enough to do that. So yeah, they're all related. The perfectionism, I've mentioned this so many times, has to do with fear. So it's that same inner critic, that will be making you feel that you need to be perfect before you do something, and you really don't have to be anything because nobody's perfect. So how do we? The question now is how do we manage? That's really the topic. But it was good to understand, what the whole thing is about before we start talking about the different ways to handle it. And the first way, I know it sounds a bit repetitive, is awareness, but I have to keep saying this all the time because they say repetition, is the mother of all learning. That is how we learn. That is the root of learning. So we need to repeat these things. You need to be self-aware. Awareness means that you know that you have a negative self-talk in your head. Awareness knows that you have a critic within you that keeps telling you that you're not enough, and that is what is stopping you from making a YouTube video. That's what's stopping you from doing Facebook Live. That's what's stopping you from writing that book. That's what's stopping you from applying for that job that you want. That's what is stopping you from talking to that boy or girl that you like. Bam, that's what it is. Awareness, first of all, know that this is a negative thought. Now, when you hold that thought in awareness, you suspended it already. Then what next you do to it? You need to reverse your talk. You need to turn it around. Just flip it around, and say, no, I can do this. I can take the risk. I'm open to be shamed or to be rejected. It requires courage, really. So you need courage to flip it around. You need courage to do that, and it just takes going there and being vulnerable and taking the whatever outcome. You're not even sure what the outcome is going to be. It could be positive. We don't know. It could be negative. Still doesn't matter. You can know what you just need to do is to flip it around. You can do it. You can attempt it. You can try it. Trying is not going to kill you. Failure is not fatal. Failure is okay. I did it in the last two videos or something. Yeah. Failure is okay. It's good. It helps to build you. Sugar is sweet. Yeah. Then there is the part of forgiving yourself basically for what you have done. So even though you're flipping the story, it doesn't mean that what has happened hasn't happened. So you just need to understand that you were doing it out of ignorance, in sheer unconsciousness, and there's nothing wrong with that because people grow. So now that you know better, you have to do better. Then the last one is really linked to the second one. Is affirmations. Saying positive things to yourself, positive self-talk, which means flipping that negative self-talk on its head and reaffirming to yourself, that you're a good person, you are trying to change, you can take that risk, you can do, in fact, you can, you will, change it from you can't or I will not, until, change it to I can, I will, I am, and it will be good. Then the last advice is going to be, if all else, you at least talk to somebody about it. Don't hide. Don't hide it. Just discuss it with people. It doesn't matter. That requires you to be vulnerable and to be open. Of course, if you have enough money or whatever, you can go and meet with a therapist. But I mean, if you discuss with someone that is conscious enough, yes, you can meet with a therapist. You can engage a coach. You can engage a mentor. You can talk to somebody close to you that you feel is positive, and that will give you good advice, basically. So, yeah, these are the tips I have for you today, and hope to see you on the next video. Thank you.